I may have mentioned this story once or twice. This was a guitar I bought when I was 15 years old. I was working at Fair Deal Music in Birmingham, a guitar shop, on Saturdays and Sundays. I've been playing guitar for about a year or so, and I was gigging, so I wanted to I had like a Mexican Strat, and wanted something a bit more pro. And my grandmother, bless her, saw how hard I was working, and she said, whatever you save up, I'll match. I think I got about £700 together, and so I went down to Denmark Street on the train with 1400, and this is a 1966 Fender Esquire, and I managed to get it quite cheap because somebody had butchered it with a knife at the bridge pickup, so I got it cheap, had it dug out, had the humbucker put in. It's got like a 5-way pickup selector now, but yeah, he's been with me ever since. His main guitar, would say, from a burning building. Yeah.
What's the humbucker? Do you know? Is it...
Seymour Duncan Jazz humbucker, I believe.
And the other pickup stock.
Stock. Yeah, new tuning pegs. It's a bit of a mutt. It's been. It does have an ashtray somewhere as well. That was courtesy of Continental Airlines. That used to be. That is now United.
Oh really?
So yeah, it's in some wear and tear, but I love this guitar.
And you've used that on recordings and live. And...
So it's been on every gig, every album. It's pretty much the number one. The baby. Standard must need Boss chromatic tuner. I'm sure everybody knows what that does. JHS, this is new to me. This is a delay pedal. Compression pedal that we've just recently added this week. Just kind of warm up my tone a little bit. But absolutely loving it so far. Ibanez TS9 Tube Screamer that I stole off my older brother Ben. Sorry, Ben. When I was 15. I'm sure I'll return it any day now. That's been a staple on my board. 25 years. So that's my main overdrive pedal. TS808 Tube Screamer, the second one here. Which usually I just run that as a bit of a clean boost. I'm running it a bit hotter today because we're on a lower volume here, but usually that's just run as a clean boost. JHS oil can delay, which I leave on for pretty much most of the gig, just very low in the mix, just to kind of boost up the mids for me. And then Holy Grail reverb pedal, because I play vintage Bassmans and I don't have the matching reverb tanks. Right. And I'm a sucker for a nice bit of reverb, both on vocals and guitar. So yeah, it's pretty basic, to be honest. I'm not one for... There's already enough going on in the live show between remembering your own lyrics and trying to be entertaining that I'm the sort of person that doesn't really care to add more work onto my plate. So I like to keep things pretty simple, to be honest.
Can you give us a demo of what the different sounds
Sure.
are?
So that'd be clean with the amp. So you can see the compression. So it's a little bit of a boost, but it kind of warms it up. Tube Screamer, going from clean. So that really would be more of a rhythm tone, a distorted rhythm tone. Second boost. So pretty much, usually, as I say, it would be a lot cleaner. So just to, again, boost up the already distorted tone for guitar solos, which we like to do a lot of. So that's the oil can delay, which you can tell just adds. Just a little touch of delay just to kind of fatten up the sound overall. And then if we're completely clean, just a little spot of reverb for... I think reverb for me is the ultimate blues guitar sound.
Yeah.
The more the better.
Yeah.
T-bone it up.
So what sort of thing do you use, say, if you're going into solo mode? What sort of things do you use? What combinations?
Solo mode would be everything on. So clean sound is always compression, delay, and reverb. So, distorted rhythm would be everything but the boost. And then with the boost. So yeah, pretty much that is as it would be through the entirety of the gig, unless I'm talking and then I put the tuner on. And then, yeah, whether it's a song that requires distorted rhythm, the TS9 goes on, and then for the solo, hit the boost.
Right. And when you play live, you change guitars, but not that frequently?
No, well, again, this Guitar Junior is so part of me. I can't think of any better way of saying it, and I know that makes me sound like, yeah, the guitar and me are one. But it's just such a comfort thing. I just feel like I play this guitar better, and it just so fits me. That it's part of a comfort thing in terms of being able to do my job and be comfortable doing it well. And also just in terms of, as a performer, being comfortable on stage, trusting your instruments and not having to, worry about it, really. So if I do change guitars, I switch to a Les Paul, which is usually for the slightly heavier songs, particularly, bigger guitar solos. Junior, I tend to lean more onto the more slightly more traditional blues sort of stuff and the pop stuff. And then we've got a few sort of different tunings. So we change guitars for those, but he's probably up on stage for 80% of the gig.
What sort of tunings?
Just F. We've got some. So instead of using a capo, I tune up for a couple of acoustic tracks actually as well. So.
Do you use acoustic on stage or just?
We're not on this front. I usually do a little acoustic set, but we've kind of mixed up the set list. And actually, it was one of those that it was acoustic in the studio, and once we got it onto the live setting, you're missing 10 different guitar parts that you were able to do in the studio, and now there's only 2 guitar players on stage, so we kind of needed the boost of guitar tone with the electric to kind of fatten up the sound. So on this run, there's a little less acoustic than there has been previously.
And you were saying earlier that you use a couple of bassmans. I
do.
I mean, over here, hired, obviously, but
yeah.
They're your backline in the States, are you?
Yep, 2 1962 piggyback Fender bassmans that I've nicknamed Sirius and Severus for the Harry Potter fans out there.
Okay. Why bassmans? I mean, presumably you've kind of played just about everything. Pretty much.
I think it was always a bit of a dream amp of mine. I remember seeing one in a catalogue when I was a kid. We had a Fender Bassman reissue at home that I kind of grew up playing and learned, and that was my first gigging amp back in the Birmingham Black Country pub and club days. So I was always a bit of a Bassman aficionado. But yeah, there's something about a tweed amp for me anyway. Whether that's a Vibra King or a 62 Bassman. It's a bit of a guilty pleasure. I don't know if it's half looks and half tone. But yeah, I'm a sucker for a tweed. But yeah, I've just always stuck with the Bassmans, and I think it's also kind of like this guitar. If it's if it ain't broke, why fix it? The tone works for me. It's always worked for me. So I haven't really felt the need to go searching for something else, to be honest.
Right. You mentioned something I was going to say earlier. You said that you've changed the selector switch on Junior.
Well, actually, it was my first guitar tech when I was 15 did that because he was trying to fix the damage that you know, the previous, there was either going to be a gaping hole or there was going to be a pickup there. So he tried to make it more versatile for me, thinking that, which was a lovely thing to do, thinking that I would use it. And it turns out, as of pretty much since my recording career began in my 20s, I only ever used the bridge pickup. I never, throughout the whole show, and on the Les Paul.
Really?
Yeah, don't know. Infuriates record producers. Yeah, I think that's the Albert Collins fan in me, needing that really sharp, kind of bright Telecaster kind of. Yeah, and even when I play Les Paul, I love that bright tone. So I think that's where that comes from. But yeah, you'll never. The only reason you'll ever see me do that on stage is because my guitar tech hands me the guitar and it's always in the bridge position, even though I never play it. So I'll flick it back in the neck position. Sorry.
Right.
But yeah, always stuck on the neck, on the bridge.
Well, they do say that Esquires have got particularly lively bridge pickups. So.
Yeah, this is packs some punch. I've actually, I think that's the other thing. I've yet to find another Telecaster that really is quite packs a punch like this one. And I've always thought that, and I thought I was, you know, just. But then Bonamassa's tried to steal this guitar off me quite a few times, and he knows a few things about guitar, so I don't think it's just my opinion. This is Albert Collins' signature model that was gifted to me by one Mr. Joe Bonamassa about 10 years ago, probably now, maybe longer. About 15 years ago, I flew to New York to see Joe for a few days. He was rehearsing for the first time for their first show with Black Country Communion. So I went out to see him, and I made myself busy. I went to, I think it was Manny's at the time, was still there. And in there they had an Albert Collins signature model that was signed by Albert Collins. And that's my, other than Steve Ray Vaughan, my number one influence. And I think it was for sale for about $5,000. So I went back to Joe and I said, I found this Albert Collins signature model. It's like my dream guitar and it's signed by Albert, but I don't have $5,000. And he's like, okay, well, what do you have? And I said, I could probably get together about 4. He's like, all right, well, come back with me and like, they'll probably want a photo of me, but like I could probably get it for you for 4. It's like, okay, great. So we go back to the guitar shop. He plays the guitar. He's like, how much? He's like, look. The guy's like, what will you pay for it? He's like, look, I'll give you $4,000 for it. And the guy goes, okay, $4,000 and a picture of you buying it, and you can take it. So we did the deal, and then he kept the guitar for himself. And about a year or so later, I talked to his dad, Len, and mentioned this, and Len was furious. He's an upstate New York guy, so he's like, I can't believe he did that to you. You've been such a good friend to him, Joanne. I'm going to talk to him. So Len must have phoned him and read him the right act, because I got a text the next day going, remind me of your address. So I texted him back, and then this was delivered in the post. But the thing that annoys me most is he went on to sell that guitar. He bought it and then sold it on. So you could have sold it to me for $4,000. But anyway, so I got one of my favourite guitars that I've always wanted, and it was bought for me, the moral of the story, by somebody who's very dear to me, however it came about. So thank you, Len Bonamassa, for getting this for me.
It's very similar spec to Junior, isn't it?
Yeah, which is funny actually that I ended up loving that guitar, and it is, because that's why I could never play a Strat, because I think Stevie being my first dominant influence, every time I revert to playing a Strat, it's like I'm 13 years old again, trying to hack my way through Pride and Joy, and it's just really bad habits, whereas the Tellys always seem to suit me. So yeah, it's funny that I ended up really being able to fit sort of the same guitar as Albert, given very different hand shapes for a start.
Do you ever use the neck pickup on that, or is that strictly bridge?
And again, no pickup switch, because I don't need it.